What are you saying? Scissorman is lurking around here somewhere.
It's just a hunch, but I don't think he's after me. Because he is after you.
Hey everybody, this is the TMG Podcast. This is episode 7. The podcast is everything video games. This is Carlos. With me is the usual Will.
Yo!
And Miggy.
Hello, hello.
And this is going to be the last episode for October. We're still going to be talking about survival horror. That's going to be our main thing for the first half.
And horror in general, non-survival type horror.
Yeah. You can check out the previous episodes. Last week was Resident Evil. The week before was Silent Hill. Now everything in between, in a sense, that kind of gave survival horror like a glimpse of hope.
It's a shame October's only 4 weeks, because like we could talk forever about different horror games. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a dying breed, but it's struggling. It's having a hard time.
It's not a first-person shooter.
It doesn't have a COD dog for that matter. So, but yeah, we're gonna be talking more about the games that kept the genre up, like Dead Space or what's that other game I mentioned that I keep forgetting?
Fatal Frame,
Clock Tower.
Yeah.
Clock Tower. Yeah, the 3 games we keep on mentioning. Oh, and then also Fear.
Fear for sure.
Left 4 Dead.
There's a first-person shooter. Left.
Oh yeah, but it's not brown.
Yeah, that's a first-person shooter, yes, but that's a freaky game.
It's scary for different reasons.
And I'm talking about Fear 1. I'm not talking about 2 or 3. 2 or 3 is a whole different story.
Yeah, and that's, again, a perfect example of what went wrong there.
Yeah,
But let's, before we get into that, what have you guys been playing? What have you guys been playing?
Oh, I know what Nick's been playing.
Everybody knows.
Everybody in social media knows what you're playing.
An unhealthy amount of GTA 5 online.
Yay, it'll never go away.
But I was actually able to borrow...
Standard GTA mention for this episode.
I know.
Obligatory
Our daily dose of GTA Online. Have you bought it yet?
There's no...
So what's new about GTA for you? Like, you got your money yet?
Oh, you're gonna let me talk about it? Okay. The money's actually...
I haven't been playing it.
I heard the money has been delayed because they're working on fixing bug fixes first.
Damn it, I want my money.
You want that apartment, don't you?
I don't think they have money to give away. I don't think they have those virtual money to give away.
They don't have digital dollars.
They counted it like 11.5 million players for giving $500,000 per player is a bit too much, and they don't have enough in their banks now.
Boo! Boo! False hope. Never mind.
No, of course I'm kidding. Why is this happening? Why is there no virtual money coming our way?
I'm not sure, but it's probably due to that they fixed the money exploit where you can earn 9,000 every 2 minutes by replaying.
Oh god damn it! There was an exploit that I missed.
Yeah, there was an exploit. So they patched that out already.
Fantastic.
But there's still a experience exploit you can do.
Still not out right now?
Yeah, that's why we're all up to like level 50 plus now.
Do tell.
Do tell.
You guys are gonna get nerfed to hell, dude. I haven't been.
You guys are gonna get banned.
Fine, but
you guys are gonna get banned.
We have this plan. Since once they patch everything out, it'll be hard to earn any sort of cash at a fast amount. So what we're planning to do is, once the patches comes out, we're just going to jump into open lobbies and start trolling players. Because
like what? You guys in your miniguns and your rocket launcher?
Yeah, with us with all the guns and the buzzer choppers with the missiles and everything. Like
I think one of our friends, like you were talking about, he has a tank. Like he has a tank already or something.
He's got a tank in his garage.
So our plan is we'll hang out in like a certain point in the city. We'll position ourselves on rooftops of buildings and put bounties on each other, so it'll attract the other players, and just start sniping every dude from the ceiling and
oh my god, you guys are nasty.
Because that's how you play GTA 5. Online.
Yeah, you troll.
That's what people do to me. Like, they just run in. What an asshole.
I think the biggest problem I had, like when I do a job or a series of jobs, and then I leave the lobby and I go to the world.
Deposit fast.
No, I have to deposit fast. And I remember when I dropped into the open world, and then I dropped around beside one of my friends that I played in the lobby. He just gunned me down right after. Like we both spawned right at the same spot, and we looked at each other, and all of a sudden I see a shotgun like right in front of me, and yeah, he got my money. But
Yeah, that's how the world works in GTA.
I think if you guys really want to play a better heist game, check out Payday 2. I mean, that game is gone. I kind of want to check it out.
That game is built on heists.
Exactly.
Literally.
I'm waiting for Steam sale to roll around, then I'll probably give it a go. But from what
Yeah,
I've
'cause
heard,
you can't play
if
that
you-
with the AI, because the AI is ass. That's what
Yeah,
I...
it's,
well, I don't think
I-
it was a game designed to be played by yourself, anyways. I mean, just
No, it's not. I tried it in the
Not at all.
Xbox 360. There's a demo now for the consoles, and yeah, I downloaded it for my 360, and it was not fun at all. Even with people that you don't know, it's not even fun.
Really.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
It
just
looks
like
kind of cool. It looks
no, like
really
you have a mic, you're talking with someone, but you don't know them. Like I've had like 2-3 sessions for just the first job, and there's always this one guy that we want to sneak in, plan it out, but no, there's just one guy who just walks in, puts his mask, and starts shooting people. I'm like, okay, I don't have to plan anymore. I guess we just have to bunker in. Like that's the same routine over and over. So yes, Payday 2 is gonna be fun, but you have to get a team ready. You gotta get friends with you and really do a proper heist. like how the game's supposed to be played. Because if you just like jump with some random person, he's gonna troll you for sure. It's annoying.
Look, basically, GTA 5, more of the same.
Well,
Yeah.
the same.
If there's a sale and then you get it, Will, I'm all aboard.
Awesome,
Like-
awesome.
Oh, Payday.
I wanna.
Well, what I've been playing, I've finished up Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah. How did you like it?
Well, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't the most terrible thing in the world, but it certainly wasn't exactly the amazing experience that David Cage hyped it up to be. I still feel Heavy Rain was a better experience overall for me.
Doesn't David Cage feel like a new Peter Molyneux?
Peter Molyneux?
Except,
Sorry, Molyneux. Molyneux,
better
sorry.
Peter Molyneux, who's a little bit more, I guess not as crazy. Peter Molyneux is just way out there, man. I mean, he thinks everything could be a game. How about we make a game about cleaning carpets? You know, and then, shit like that.
With his British accent, which will allure you to it. God damn it.
I mean, I think, as a, looking, David Cage, there's certain things of his design, how he designs games that are definitely interesting and very, I mean, it's not like you can't learn anything from playing that game as a developer yourself, but, obviously, it's a very experimental and very, I guess he prefers more to focus on the storytelling aspect rather than the gameplay, which for me is a big problem.
You should just make movies instead.
Exactly, right? I mean, I think that Beyond would have worked better as a film than it did as a game.
That's very dangerous, like to the fact that your reception for your highly anticipated game is like you should have just made a movie.
Right. But he's
Like,
got
that's
his
like the-
fans.
that's the-
He's definitely got his fans. You got people who are saying like, oh, Heavy Rain's the most,
Oh yeah, there are rabid fans for David Cage.
rabid fans.
Yeah, but it's just like, but you can from that alone, you can already tell that David Cage's game is a very enclosed market. Like, it's not for everybody.
No.
Like, as much as they put like Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe in their posters and like how they promote movies, like that's how they promote Beyond Two Souls. Like, it's not enough. It's like it's really a small, like a specific amount of people that will enjoy this kind of game.
Yeah,
And-
I agree. Well, I think anyone can enjoy it. Like, I think even just watching someone play it can be enjoyable to an extent. But, I think this is more a complaint from a hardcore gamer complaint than anything else, because, like, we're so used to deep, gameplay experiences and very, that sort of thing. So, to get something this simple in the sense that you're mainly watching everything, it's a little bit of it's just a bit of a turn off for me. Not to say
10-hour
that
movie.
the story wasn't too bad. I mean, it was decent enough. But again, yeah, I still feel Heavy Rain was the better of the two games on the PS3.
Actually, when it comes to movies, if I would want to watch someone play a game, it would be like Uncharted. Like, it'll be entertaining, the characters are interesting, and there's a lot of things going on. That's my interpretation of like having a video game in like a movie sense, like in a Hollywood action flick movie sense.
I think what David Cage is trying to do is try to make drama into a game, right? Like, because that's sort of the thing in all his games. It's not very combat heavy. The combat
It tries to be.
Yeah, but it's
Put CIA in it.
on the whole human drama aspect of it, and he's trying to gamify that. So it's kind of cool to see how he's trying, and but again, it's not quite there yet, I'd say. So I'd say David Cage, keep on trying. You'll get something good. Get there eventually, I think.
Keep on trying, but don't charge full price for your movies. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, you're going overboard with those full prices. I'm telling you that right now.
What I did though is
Hate
after
that
finishing
game so
that,
much.
I started playing the new Phoenix Wright, the
I hate you. I
and
want that game
it's
so bad.
really good. It's really, really good. It's
Really?
It's classic
Phoenix
Phoenix
Wright.
Wright.
I like how they were able to make the 3D models still animate like 2D sprites.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Very
actually
expressive.
The models are in 3D, but are presented as 2D.
Like they're still as wonky as
it's got like
ever.
a cell shaded look feel to it. The 3D effect is decent, although I turn it off as most 3DS people would do.
Yeah, most players in general.
But you know, it doesn't try to reinvent the wheel really. It's the same sort of visual novel, like present your evidence, investigate sort of thing, and it's fun. It's nice to see all the old characters back. You play well. I'm on the second case right now, but you kind of go between playing as Phoenix Wright and as Apollo Justice. So
Oh yes, that's good. I like Apollo Justice.
yeah, so that's kind of cool. The new prosecutor's kind of interesting also. He's no Edgeworth, but he's pretty cool. And the cases are generally, you know, challenging. Like, you do have to think. I mean, I found myself stumped in a few places already. So, all in all, pick it up. It's, I think, $29.99 on
Yeah,
the
it's $30 on the 3DS.
Yeah. And there's a free costume DLC you can pick up right now as well, which is, yeah, it's free. It's just costumes, but.
How much is it in here in the Philippines?
No, it's
$30. It's on the eShop only.
It's
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's digital only, yeah,
There
unfortunately.
you go. Well, if it's like, how would you describe Phoenix Wright for someone who hasn't played?
Okay, well, wow.
It's a point and click.
It's
game.
it's more of a visual novel than anything else with,
Yeah.
with point and click aspects. So you're reading most of the time. You're reading, but it's very well written to the point that you kind of want to keep seeing what's going to happen next. It's a courtroom drama basically, and they intersperse that with investigations where then it becomes a point and click adventure where you're going to the scenes of the crime, things like that,
All right.
kind of searching for stuff and building a case, essentially. It's not an accurate representation whatsoever, though, of any legal system in the world.
Yeah, because they have their own, and they explained that even in the first game.
Yeah, it's
That's how they get away with it.
so much dumb shit that happens in the courtroom that would never get, even be considered possible in real life.
Well, the courtroom is already just messed up to begin with. Like, even in real life, like, it's just messed up.
It's
No,
even
but
more messed up in Phoenix Wright.
It's
Is it a-
super messed up.
Is it a good jump? Like, for example, if someone that hasn't played it, like, it wouldn't be that confusing if you jump into the latest game for Phoenix Wright?
No, I don't think it would be. Like, obviously it's better if you do play the older games because there's a bit of,
You'd appreciate the characters
You'd appreciate
more.
the characters a little bit more.
Alright, yeah.
But you don't need. I heard that you don't need to play the older games to enjoy this new one.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Actually, in any Phoenix Wright game, I'd say that's the case because they do a pretty good job of explaining who everyone is and your history with them and stuff. Like I remember my first Phoenix Wright game was actually the second one because I couldn't find the first one, and then I found the first one again. I picked it up and that's how I kept playing from there. So
Phoenix Wright's pretty famous. Well, is it?
well, he's in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So.
Well, you can. What? So Raccoon?
He got
Rocket
nerfed
Raccoon
in
is-
Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's how good
did?
it is. Yeah, they nerfed his objection mode.
Oh, well, objection was just too much. Like, even I know that. Like, that's crazy. That's the only reason why we want to pick up Phoenix Wright for your like anchor or whatever.
Then they nerfed it. Now no one's using it.
But I'm hoping this digital version does well because it might be more incentive for Capcom to release a physical, disc, physical part.
Capcom being a douche, like, let's test the waters, just throw it
I hope
digital.
we get Edgeworth too in English.
And that too, yeah. We never got the second Miles Edgeworth game, which is, for those who don't know, Miles Edgeworth is another major character in the Phoenix Wright games, and he has his own spin-off series.
His own spin-offs.
An actual spin-off to... Oh, okay, that's pretty interesting.
Well, because Phoenix Wright is a defense attorney. Miles Edgeworth was the original Calabar.
Prosecutor.
He was a prosecutor.
Yeah, he's the rival character.
So,
and he gets his own game, that's pretty awesome.
yeah, he got his own game. Only the first one was localized into English. The second one that we have yet to see, and the second one's on the regular DS. So who knows if we'll ever see it. Even a digital version of it would be fine at this point in time, though. I think for
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
It looks like the 3DS is doing a really good, even in terms of the games section, because Pokemon's definitely a huge success, and then we have like Phoenix Wright coming in and giving another reason to pick up that 3DS right after playing X and Y.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
so-
sure.
definitely.
Or a 2DS again. 2DS,
Or a
by the way.
2DS.
Price of the 2DS, $6,000.
Nintendo should pay us for
7,000.
promoting the hell out of this 2DS
7,000?
after.
It's
Okay.
6,995.
Okay, well there's 7,000. That's still pretty darn cheap for a game.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and the old 3DSs are all out of stock, so your only options are a 3DS XL and a 2DS.
Yeah,
Out of stock? Really?
They're selling those special Pokemon edition 3DSs as well. I've seen them.
Yeah, and they're bundling it too. Like, I think if you pay $13.5, you get a Pokemon version, 3DS XL, a game of your choice, and like a accessory kit.
And the Pokemon 3DS XL, I'm guessing, comes with Pokemon installed.
It does not.
Oh,
I
really?
believe. Yeah.
That's weird.
So I was right. Like, it doesn't come with the damn game. It just comes with a themed version of it. I actually want to get X and Y just so I can get like the Mega Evolution of Charizard.
Which version?
I don't care. Just like
It
want.
depends which version you get.
I don't know. The dark one.
Oh, you have to
Right.
get X for that.
X it is. That guy looks
It
awesome.
matters. Have you seen the new Pokemon anime? Because
Yeah,
they feature that.
No.
It's
They
quite
feature
violent.
the Black Charizard at the last episode to promote X and Y.
Ooh.
And it's actually such
Wait.
it's such fan service also to gamers because it's like the first time Red comes up on screen, you're like, it's Red!
Oh, and the anime, it plays into the absurdity of the game. Like, he beats a Team Rocket member, then the Team Rocket member gets all depressed and gives him the technical machine that teaches Pokemon moves. Like, he just walks up and gives him this diskette.
And it goes to show what a crappy Pokemon trainer Ash is.
Oh,
like-
definitely. Ash never wins.
Ash's a horrible trainer. It's like if you want a role model, that's not him. Like don't look at him.
Like, it's cool to
Ash
lose
is
the
so horrible.
first time, but to lose every other.
He never caught them all.
Yeah,
That's
he
one
never
thing.
did.
You never
He never
did.
caught them all.
And Red
and
catches
he never-
everything.
And Red catches everything. Red is just amazing. I want to play it.
Naruto.
more
What have you been
Pokemon.
playing, Carlos? What's been on your plate?
This week, I'm still like getting around to finishing Bayonetta. I'm not done yet. I'm towards the end. I can feel it already. It's definitely still a good game, but all my focus is currently on Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. Is that one
If
of
anybody
those?
know that.
Is that one of those like online card games?
No, it's actually
It's the Diablo one you told us about.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's already. It came out. I forgot which date, but within the week, it officially was released. And I installed it, played it, and I don't know. This whole Diablo 2 feel starts coming back in because it's such a good game. For whoever loves the old school Diablo 2 action RPG
And
style,
it's free to play also, right?
it's absolutely free to play, and it's really fun. It's an online game. It's still a DRM game. You still have to log in and all that crap.
But it's free to play.
But it's free to play. It's smooth, and it had a smooth transition. Like when it came out, it had no hiccups. It's like, bam, because the 1.0 patch, which is pretty much them officially releasing the game, because Path of Exile has been in open beta for like, I don't know, 4-5 months,
Right.
if I'm correct. And their 1.0 patch, it had it was a huge patch. Like it was adding like a final boss to the whole, to end the conflict that happens in the game. Extra skills and an additional class. Once you finish the game, one class gets unlocked. It's called the Scion. So there's a lot of like new things they added, and once they patched that, there was no hiccups. It was very smooth. It was a smooth transition to their official launch, and I don't know. I'm right now. I'm like level 15. I'm loving it. It's a true successor to the Diablo 2 in a sense, because the developers. They're literally independent developers who were just such huge fans of Diablo 2, and they're all good friends, and they just decided to band together and to actually make a true sequel. That's how Path of Exile literally just started. And you guys should check it out. Like, Will, you should check it out because their character design, their character progression, like how you build your character is insane.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. I definitely do, and it's free. I mean, what do I have to lose, right?
Yeah, like if you remember Final Fantasy X, like their skill tree, like that huge sphere grid.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, the one that was kind of like crystals and then they had lines coming out of it.
Yeah, that's somewhat like what's going on here in Path of Exile. It's a big web of skills and passive abilities, and each class starts in a specific location in that map or that grid, and it's huge. It's like there's actually a zoom function, like zoom in, zoom out. It's a huge map of skills, and you essentially can just go any way you want, like how you would want to create your character. The classes are only based on where they start, if you know what I mean. And it's very deep. It's very interesting. Like you can change the items anytime you want and there's no currency.
Oh, really? No currency?
There's no currency.
So how
yeah,
people just trade, like they barter on items, I guess. Like, I'll give you my 2 rings for this bow or whatever.
They created an economy out of no currency. That's how interesting this game is. It has so many different mechanics that we have never seen before, and it actually works well with each other. Like I said, the currency, the actual value in this game, like, because whenever you trade something, like you trade those like white items or those blue items you find when you play the game, those get traded in the NPC into like identify shards or something like that. When you get like 10 of those or 5, you get an identify scroll. So technically, like the identifier, the portal scrolls become like a value,
right?
Because you can only get it in the world. So that's like one value, and then as you go around the world, you find like these shards that can like randomly change an item's abilities, or actually make a white item into a rare item.
This is going to be very curious to watch. I mean, if anything, other developers can look at this and see, oh, here's a in-game economy that has no currency in it. So I'm curious to see how this works out. Like, will people try to exploit it, or is it one of those things that will, stand the test of time and actually do well?
I don't understand the economy right now, because like there's still like people are trading. Like, I'll trade you this one rare weapon for 2 prismatic orbs, and those prismatic orbs actually make a normal item into an epic item or a random rare item.
Okay.
So it's like it's really weird. It's like I'm still trying to learn it. So it's deep. It has a really huge learning curve. So you'll be completely overwhelmed when you first get into it. Story, I'll let you know. I'm just kidding. What's going on?
Well, I think we covered pretty much what everyone's been playing this week, so I think we should jump to the meat of our cast today, which is the rest of the horror games that we haven't talked about yet.
Which one are those again?
Oh, right. That would be Dead Space, Clock Tower, Fatal Frame, amongst others.
No, there's a lot of others, yeah, but
oh, I just thought of another one. Siren.
Siren.
Yeah.
I've never played that. One.
Oh, it's actually available on PlayStation Network.
On PS3.
Yep, on the
There's
PS3.
an HD version, yeah.
If only I had a
PS3.
If only I had a...
Oh yeah.
Well, I actually would like to start talking first about the Fatal Frame series because I actually went ahead and bought all 3 of them on the PlayStation Network the other day.
All right, let's go. Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame is like the one where you're walking around and you just have a camera. And
Yeah,
you have to
camera
take pictures
obscura.
of ghosts too.
Yeah,
Like,
the taking pictures weakens the ghost.
right. So it's a weird mechanic where you basically have to scare yourself in order to win the game. Because you're taking pictures of bloody ghosts.
And then, I think the one reason why I got
girls.
well, that too. Like that's one reason why I wasn't like I kind of got scared on the atmosphere, but I just realized 1, I'm a schoolgirl, and 2, whenever I take a shot of the ghost, I see points fly.
Well,
That's
that's also what made it really scary. Was it took a lot of influence from old Japanese horror stories, you know, with the typical
Yeah.
little girls in white and long hair ring style ghosts and Asian horror basically. And I've always found Asian horror in general to be a lot scarier.
Scary.
More
Yeah, Japanese ghosts.
Oh
are
man, the Asian like the Asians. Sorry, Asians like Asian like I don't know how to do this.
Asian too.
I know, I forgot. I'm sorry. But those kind of stories are like way better than, like it's really freaky. Like they know how to, get into your skin and freak you out. And it's a good.
Like the whole thing with the Fatal Frame. I remember if you played it on like the really hard mode, you can't actually see the ghost until you put the camera up to your face.
Oh damn.
So what you'll do is you'll feel a vibration in your controller, which will indicate there's something there in the room with you, but you don't know where it is. So you have to pull out your camera, and like you're looking all over the place for it, and by the time
and ideally you're actually zoomed in.
Yeah, and by the time you see it, it's like
when
right
you
up
get
in
it.
your face, right? So you're like, oh, you click at this, So for me, actually, Fatal Frame is probably still the scariest of the survival horror games that I've ever played.
I think it still is. It's like I thought about, there's one scene I remember, and I forgot which Fatal Frame, but when I was walking around this dojo or whatever, and then there's like a room, there's a corner, in the corner there was like this girl, like just facing the corner, and she's not doing anything. So I walk up to her, I forgot, but nothing happens. Like a text shows up, and nothing happens. So I walk back. And then all of a sudden when I go back around, she's gone. And then just that alone, like, oh, fuck, why did you do that? Why did you disappear? Why did you disappear?
There's like a couple moments I remember from that game. One is
and I didn't want to raise my
there's
camera.
this particular ghost there. You're essentially, it was in the first game. You're walking past this garden area and you see this white shape just sort of fall from the sky, right? And you're like, oh, what was that? And then you feel the controller vibrate, so you're like, okay, there's a ghost here. So you bring it out, and you see like this headless torso basically like floating towards you, right? And you're like, oh, alright, it's a headless ghost. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. As far as ghosts go, right? And then when it gets closer to you, it freaking turns around, and it turns out her head's been snapped back. And so she's got this head that's upside down, like staring at you, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
The back of her neck.
That did not do well with me. That was. Ugh.
There's this other one, which I think was in Fatal Frame 2, where you see a ghost in the distance, and basically what happens is you take a picture of it, right? And when you pull the camera down, she's right up in your face. So
The little cheap scares. Which they do really well, actually.
they do.
They do really well. But when it comes to the series, like the Fatal Frame series, do they stay true? I can't remember right now, but I'm not sure if you guys do. But do they stay aligned to previous Fatal Frame games, or it's just one whole different game?
It's usually different protagonists. I don't think they're really connected, but it's the same concept. There's always a camera involved.
Yeah, no, and like aligned in the story and also in the gameplay. They didn't really change much in the gameplay. They just stick to what it was. They never try to like innovate it, or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
The concept's always there, and it's so far it has been like that for the longest time. And what's the last Fatal Frame?
There was actually one that was released on Wii that never
Fatal Frame
got
4.
localized because apparently it was really, really buggy. And
Japan has a lot of good games that weren't localized. I have a feeling that they just want to keep.
it was released in Europe, though, oddly enough, but never in the U.S. So if you have a PAL Wii, you could probably play it.
Damn it! Did you try Fatal Frame, Mix?
I tried the Fatal Frame 4 on the Wii. There was the English patch, I guess you could call it, for the Japanese one. As opposed to the first three, where the camera's sort of Resident Evil style for a lot of scenes. Fatal Frame 4 was mostly from the back view. It's a third person, it follows their character like Resident Evil 4, I guess. But it's the same thing.
Well,
you camera, then you shoot the ghost, they get
usual
hurt.
thing, yeah.
Same. Schoolgirls galore.
It's always a schoolgirl, right? Like always a schoolgirl. That's Fatal Frame. Is there any aside from what we were talking about, even previous episodes, aside of Fatal Frame as well? For you, Migs, there's any horror game that kind of stands out?
I don't really play a lot of horror games because I'm a big wimp. So I did play Clock Tower 1 on the SNES, which I found really cool.
Well, I found when I played Clock Tower, that was scary, but I never really experienced it, the overall experience. Because when Clock Tower came out, I was actually I was very young, and at the time, I was also a wimp. Just the fact of this guy with the scissors walking around trying to find you, it was kind of freaky. So I never really progressed from start to finish and see what was the overall experience. So I really can't say, but it's one of those defining games, definitely Clock Tower. It's I guess one of the first ones where the only thing you can do is just hide. You find a locker or something, just go inside.
Because you can't beat the scissors.
You can't. You can't do
the
anything.
best you can do is shove him off.
Yeah, and then he falls.
Then
and you
run away and hide.
And then you scourge through papers and do whatever objective you had to do.
Yeah, and the control scheme for Clock Tower 1 was made to look like a point-and-click game. But since it was on the SNES, you had to use a controller.
The controller.
To control the mouse cursor, which was not fun at clutch moments.
Yeah, well, not fun, but it kind of helped the fact that it was
a lot. Yeah,
it helped the tension. Oh my god, this is not working. I gotta get out of here. What was the last Clock Tower game? Actually, I want to research that because Clock Tower is actually a series that I wish someone actually picks up, and it's a good concept, and it'd be pretty cool to see it revive into a modern sense.
I believe the last Clock Tower was Clock Tower 3 on the PlayStation 2.
No, you're right, in 2002, which is actually that's a long time ago. It's close to a decade. And who has rights to Clock Tower?
Wasn't it Capcom in Clock Tower 3?
Are you sure?
I don't know. It became a sort of Resident Evil thing. The controls.
No, it's Capcom. You're right. That's not gonna happen. Then.
So it's dead.
It's dead end.
I don't know if it's dead or not. I mean, it's just.
No, I don't know. Capcom. I don't. Mega Man has no chance. What more with this?
Maybe they'll make it free to play with Pantaray.
It might go to iOS. I don't know.
iOS?
I don't know.
iOS.
Yeah. Clock Tower 4 for iOS. Free to play.
That's where the
money's
at.
I actually never found the Scissor Man guy that scary. I mean, he seemed to be just a typical pang Freddy or Jason style character. There wasn't really any.
No, the character itself wasn't scary. It's just that you can't fight him. That scared me. And the game doesn't tell you that you need to hammer on the B button to shove him off. So I had to find that out from a friend.
And I was a kid by the time when I played the first Clock Tower, and I was, that was
and the music kicks in when he's around, so you're gonna get,
It had a pretty kick-ass.
But isn't that a common thing? And also in any survival horror game, there's going to be some indication that they're not alone. We just mentioned in Fatal Frame, your controller will vibrate, or in Silent Hill, you'll hear the static, right? So.
Oh, I love that whole tension. Okay, I'm in this room. I have to get what I need to get in this room, and you have no idea when the guy is going to show up.
He appears randomly.
And he appears randomly. Which reminds me, that's the this one game that is actually a little bit recent, but it's an indie, which is it's just like a small fraction of your life, but will freak the hell out of you. And anybody can play it. Anybody can freak out. And it actually got viral. The game I'm talking about is actually
Slender?
Slender Man.
Yeah. Slender was really good,
yeah.
actually. Well, I didn't. It wasn't that great because the Slender Man himself. I don't particularly find the Slender Man image that scary. I mean, he just looks like a tall dude.
Same here. It's not the image
lore.
that freaks me out.
It's
Not even the lore.
Well, it is not really. Yeah, it's based off a creepypasta, basically, right? So
Yeah, because the lore is pretty much just like get 8 pages and some guy shows up. That's that's what the lore is.
No, I mean the Slenderman lore, not just the actual game.
Oh, the overall, yeah, okay.
The
And I know what you mean.
creepypasta lore of Slender Man is actually builds
Yeah.
up the character well, and it's kind of cool actually to see how some people actually think that the Slender Man's a real urban legend when in fact it's a total fabrication of the internet.
It is, and like, there's actually like a black and white
From the
pictures.
internet.
Like there's black and white photos of him showing up, and then and then people freak out, and they just don't realize that Photoshop exists, and
They forget that Photoshop.
they forget that. Yeah, like come on, guys. Like, but the game is literally just maybe less than 30 minutes of your life, and will literally scare the shit out of you, because it's not visually appealing. It's literally the idea of what's going on in the game.
Yeah, and there's something out there that's watching you, waiting to.
Yeah, there's something out there that's watching you. You have to get 8 pages. You have no idea where it is. It's because it's randomly generated.
Right.
And it's just you against your mind, technically.
But you could replace Slender Man with basically any monster, and I think it would work just as well. Honestly, I don't think
It would.
I don't think the Slender
It would.
Man, the idea of Slender Man himself is particularly scary. And again, that's sort of the same deal with the what is his name, Scissor Man in Clock Tower.
Scissorman, yeah.
Yeah. You could.
Yeah, I'm gonna link the game because it's literally absolutely free. The Slender game, you can download it for like 20 MB, play it. I'll put it in.
It was so popular there was even a sequel made, I think, which you do have to pay, but it's like dirt cheap on Steam. I forgot.
Yeah,
It got greenlight by Steam. A real.
Yeah, I got greenlight by Steam. I got an actual production for Steam because this one's a very simple one, and I encourage you guys to try it out because I only reached up to 5 pages, I think, until I just realized that I could get a heart attack from it.
Were you playing at night in the dark or something?
Of course, I was playing in the dark with headphones. Of course, I was doing that. That's the best way to do it. And it's the worst. It's like the worst idea ever, but it's definitely like an effective way. Because seriously, it's really just playing with your mind. Like you're going to this hallway, and then you just have no idea what's going on, and then all of a sudden, somebody just shows up, and then the sound there's like a huge sound, and it just freaks you out. And at the same time, it's also like the whole Silent Hill thing where you hear static.
Right.
Like something's there, you don't know, and
your,
then when,
your camera starts freaking out.
and then like in towards the very like the first few pages, when you look back, Slenderman's actually there. So
and you're not
when
allowed
you hear
to
the
look,
static,
you're not allowed to look at him either, or he'll kill you. Right?
well, you question yourself: should I look? Because he might be there, but I have to look because I have to turn around because I'm the dead end. Like it was weird. Like I don't want to look around. I don't want to look. And then when you get caught, of course, the screen starts flickering. You see Slenderman's face right in your screen, and it just turns off.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's like literally like about 10, 15 minutes. And then you just have to, I don't know, you have to go to your parents after that. I encourage you guys to try it out. It's really, really good. It's a very simple, and I want more games like that. That like there's no story, there's no something. Just you're playing with yourself.
That doesn't sound right.
God damn it!
You're playing with yourself in the dark.
Well, there are a few there are a few horror games that you can play with others.
No pun intended.
Left 4 Dead. I mean, if you consider that a horror game at all,
well, you can play with yourself in Left 4 Dead.
Why would you ever want to? I mean,
It's more fun with people.
It's absolutely even total complete strangers. It still can be pretty fun. But I never considered it to be really a horror game, except there are some parts there which are kind of scary, like when you hear the witch, for example, when you start hearing the crying.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, well, I remember like when I was playing with my friends, like we were all there, like doing it seriously because we're on hard, and then we're going slowly, and then I'm like, where's Mig? No, not new Miggy. Like there's another guy, Miggy. Where's Miggy? I don't know. And then I hear him scream, and he's like, he found a witch, and then we're all freaking out, like, fuck you, and then we're all running back, and then it goes chaotic, and then we're all freaking out, and then the witch is dead, and like, oh, okay, cool, we're done. And then the tank shows up, and then we do the whole process of screaming all over again. That's when it gets freaky, but it becomes freaky because you're with a group of friends.
Yeah, but it's not the same scare as like the last few games we just discussed. It's more of a scare of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a different kind of fear in that sense.
The tension of the moment, like.
Yeah, it's more of.
It's not horror game scary, but like the first time you get swarmed by zombies and you don't know what to do. Then you start screaming and just
I got freaked out like
around.
when you're about to go to the safe house and you're the last one there, and then your friends lock the door. I get freaked out.
Oh, really?
Like, oh my god, like why can't you open the door for me? Like, because I want you to die. Like that's freaky. But my friends are douchebags in that sense. But Left 4 Dead still, well, it's not really. I consider it more of a co-op game, but it has that little tension there.
Definitely, and you can't discount it at all. You know, I mean, it's definitely got elements of the horror genre in it. So there are things to take. I think for me, it's probably the best multiplayer horror game there is that I've tried so far. I know there's another one. Very recent, where it's 4 or 5 of you, and then one is a monster, and then the 4 of you are survivors. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
Thanks a lot.
I don't know what that game is.
You're talking about co-op? Which one? No, sorry, I wasn't.
Gee, I'm leaving, guys. No. It's basically it's
I'm sorry.
It's a multiplayer horror game where there's I think 4 or 5 of you, and then one player is a monster, and the other players are survivors.
Oh wait, no, okay, Damned. Is that what you're talking about?
Is it Damned? I'm not sure.
Oh, is that?
Like,
yeah, Damned.
No, it just came out like recently, right?
Yeah, it's very
Luigi's
recently.
Mansion.
So I
early access. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, it's an early access one. That'd be pretty interesting.
Access.
That'd be pretty interesting to play. Like, I just don't know how the monster works yet. That's the thing. Like, if it goes through walls or
if
whatnot.
it's a ghost or if it's like a real thing.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to that's another first person. I wanted to go like segue perfectly with Left 4 Dead, but another first person that's actually way freakier was Fear.
Oh yeah.
That's one game I want to talk about and I actually just thought about it like a couple of hours ago. Like, cause I was like, what other games in between? The
Fear was
horror?
very scary.
And I'm talking about Fear 1.
I thought even Fear 2 was really freaky. Fear 3 didn't do anything at all for me, but I guess
thought Fear 2 was also pretty scary.
They got, just the whole little girl ghost thing, just it's really scary.
They're doing the Japanese ghost thing.
I played Fear 1 with a cousin of mine, and I think when I played it, we were like, I don't know, in college, and we decided to play it together. Like, we would just take turns. Like, he plays the first portion, and we close the lights, we pump up the speakers, and that's how it works. Like, you play the first half of the stage, I play the second half, and then we just alternate. And wow, I don't know how many jump scares I've seen my cousin do every time he plays, and I don't know how many times I jumped, because that game is really freaky. And then you're a first-person shooter, it's a first-person shooter game, and every time something horrible happens,
your mouse goes all over the screen.
Yeah, you're flailing your gun everywhere, and then essentially you can't kill Alma, so you're just wasting ammo.
And I remember there was one part there. There's two actually. It's both in the first game, and I'm sure you remember this. The first was when you're kind of crawling in a duct, and you're just sort of crawling away in this duct. It's dark. You have a flashlight on, and then she just pops up in front of you and charges at you, and then before she dissipates. That really scared me. The other part there was like you're going.
I remember that. I let go of my mouth and like, you know what, just take me. Just take me. I'm in the vent. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm not gonna move back. Does not make any sense. Just take me.
The other part I remember was like, when you climb up and down stairs in that game, there's a bit of a short animation where your character will sort of like step down and turn around, right?
Yeah.
Then the camera pans up as you like get on top of the ladder.
Yeah, and so there's one part there when you're going down the stair and you're going that little animation, right? So when your character turns around, you just see her feet, like there as you descend. And you're like, oh, she's right there.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, like Fear 1 was literally a really good game. It was a good shooter. It was a good shooter, and what's so good about Fear is that you forget it's a shooter. Like you're just.
I think it was I think it was also the first shooter to really bring out the whole bullet time thing. Like I know Max Payne did it before, but this is the first time you saw bullet time in a first person.
Oh, in a first person shooter. I think you're right. Yeah, that's actually that's one of the special you had as the character. But it was, I don't know, Fear was just really good. But the problem with that series is it's just like in any survival, or it's not really a survival horror, it's like a horror. Like in any horror game, when they move forward, they start to lose what they
Right.
are.
When they start to explain everything, you lose a lot of the tension there.
I hate when they start trying to explain Alma or any character.
I actually found
entity.
adult Alma a little bit freakier than young Alma, because adult Alma's like this bloody older woman, naked woman with long hair.
It's a weird story. It's literally a weird story. And, well, for me, I've always thought that scary children are just freaky enough. Like, I don't know. And it resembles closely to, like, I don't know, like, The Grudge.
Yeah, exactly. It was in Fear 2 when I think they first showed Alma's face. Because in the first one, you just saw her, with her hair down. And I think Fear 2 was when you first saw her face, and she's got that grudge look on her, as a child. So that was really scary. But I think that game also suffered because it relied too much on a lot of, like camera tricks, environment tricks to freak you out. Like, I remember this one part in Fear 2 when you're kind of walking in this shallow, this pool, I guess this room with a pool in it, very shallow pool. And when you're walking in, the lights suddenly just die, right? And then the music stops, and then the game starts playing like a breathing noise. So,
I love that little trick of theirs. Like, all you hear is just all you hear is just breathing.
Yeah.
That's
There are little tricks that they use that you wouldn't really notice it until you took the time to analyze how those scenes are set up. But after a while, you kind of learn where they're triggered, or like you'll enter a new area and you're like, okay, this looks like it's perfect for this to happen, and and you're ready for it, and you kind of lose the fright of it. You're already ready for it. In Fear 1, we didn't know what to expect, so that's also helped a lot in the scare department.
Actually, I remember I had a little method in Fear, like, you're about to enter this really scary room. I think I actually did that also in Fear 2 when I played it. Something's gonna happen. So instead of getting freaked out by that cheap scare, I sprint all the way to the end of the room and just let it happen behind me. Cause usually, and then I was right. Like, if I just slowly went inside that room, like, a body flies, like, across, like, from my left screen to the right. But I didn't see it because I just, I sprinted forward, being a little pussy. Like, but then
there was a moment in Fear 2 where it was after the intro mission and you wake up, I think, in the hospital. And I walked down the hallway and I started hearing some things happening, like a guy screaming, then blood splatter sound effects. But I couldn't find it, so I kept looking around. So, like, was it just an audio thing, or was there actually an event happening, and I just missed it? When I played that
I don't remember.
When I played that scene again, I was supposed to look in the window to the right and see a dude just fly to the window and splat. But like, you can just miss shit.
Yeah, you can miss shit. Or intentionally miss shit. But have you guys played Fear 3?
I have played Fear 3, and it absolutely was not scary at all.
Yeah, it was. It completely just dumped the whole scary aspect down the drain and became a flat
I was actually very surprised they even announced the Fear 3. I remember when it was first announced.
I was too.
I was not expecting it at all because I thought Fear 2 was kind of mediocre as it was, so...
Oh, and it felt like it ended anyway.
Mm.
Well, it kind of did. And then they found a way to put it back.
Right.
Which, it's sad, like, I don't know, like, I didn't understand 3. 2, you kind of felt what they were doing, and I was actually hoping it didn't existed. Like, Fear 1. That was it. That's okay. That's all I needed. And it's just exactly like what the other game I want to talk about next is Dead Space.
Yeah, Dead Space.
A game that also is just the first game. That's all I need.
Second,
really.
yeah, it was great first game, okay second game, bleh third game, right?
Blur third game as a survival horror, awesome game as a co-op. Like I had fun with it. Like I want to kill Necromorphs. Like I'm killing shit with my friend. It was actually pretty fun.
The whole idea of
aspect.
a horror game in space, like I remember when they first announced it, it's like, oh, this is gonna be like Event Horizon, it's gonna be like that movie. And
or Alien.
It turned out to be a lot like it. Like, well, not really. I mean, or Alien, correct? So,
yeah.
Man, the first Dead Space was amazing because I remember even the first scene of the game when you're in the shuttle and you see the USG Ishimura and you're flying towards it, and so you have this idea. It's again going back to what I said before about Resident Evil using the house, the one house. It's all encapsulated in this one location.
Location, yeah.
Yeah, right. And so that was really, really cool. And the fact that Dead Space having that its amazing interface as well added a whole lot to it. How everything is sort of built into the suit, and it's.
Oh yeah, you see the menus floating around.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was really cool. There's no UI.
I remember
the
scariest parts for me were always when you transition into a new section of the ship, and then your stupid display would pop up like immediately, like with your teammate like asking you something, but it was this really loud noise. It's like, what the fuck, man?
They're trolling you, like, hey, dude, what's up? Shit.
That was like the Dead Space. It was a really good game. It had so much going for it. It had so many new elements in the first game, like what you're saying, the UI, just the atmosphere. Like you're in space and everybody's dead and you don't know why. And the monsters are completely different. It's not a zombie. It's not a ghost. It's something literally out of this world. It's literally out of this world. And in the combat, it's completely different. It's a third-person shooter, and it's completely different because you don't have to shoot directly at the body or at the head. You actually have to destroy the limbs. So in terms of story, it being a survival horror and it being a shooter, it did well, like in all aspects. It's really good.
It got the whole essence of the Alien movie through, I think, with the necromorphs crawling through the ducts and everything, and they're just sort of like quickly skittering away before you see a shadow.
Yeah. You, like every now and then you can hear like little like sounds of like something passing by in the vents, like a rat, but it's not a rat. It's like definitely a necromorph. You don't know where it's showing up. But the problem with Dead Space though, like they had too many of the same way of how a necromorph would show up. Like it always come out from a vent, like either from the side or on top.
Yeah.
So I have a tendency of like whenever I see a vent, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna raise my gun already. Yeah, like, and then okay, it's there, and then like crap, man, let's start shooting.
And I did like that you were kind of felt limited by the ammo. Like, I mean, I don't think you were ever really in any danger of running out of ammo in the game, but it made you feel like you had to be careful with your shots because you could waste a whole clip shooting a necromorph and still be coming at
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you have to keep your composure because definitely like when someone freaks you out and then you're scrounging to get yourself back in your aim mode, like you lose a whole clip and two, and then later in the game, like maybe 10, 15 minutes later, you can feed it like this would have been so much easier if I didn't freak out at one time.
Yeah, if I had a bit more ammo but I don't think there's ever a point in time when you really are at risk because I don't recall ever running out of ammo completely in that game. But maybe it's
not really. But it's not really. But they had what I wanted out of a survival horror, where you had to bank what was important to move forward. Like, I forgot the line gun. Like, because the first gun you get, it's perfect. But you'd love to keep your line gun, which is so strong, for like the hard one. So for what I did, I banked it in my storage, and then when something big was going to happen, that's when I bring it up, and I have a good amount of ammo ready for whatever big necromorph that's like standing in front of me. So that aspect of just like reserving what you find in the game is like perfect, like thumbs up for me as a survival horror.
I think what's also there to notice is that even though the game empowered you by giving you these guns, like you still had to be careful with them because, like you mentioned, you could waste a whole clip, even 2 clips, shooting the wrong part of the necromorph and nothing will happen. So, like
yeah, and the whole idea is shooting the limbs. Like you have to aim. It's hard. You have to aim because if you can actually waste a whole clip on a body on one necromorph in its chest,
and nothing would happen.
Where in fact nothing would happen, or it would die eventually. But if you just shot the limbs perfectly, you would have used like what 2, 3 clips, 3 ammo. That's it.
Exactly.
So
exactly. But
really
like when you compare it to like other survival horror games, which actually gave you no weapons or very few weapons.
Resident Evil, you go really close to a zombie, you point up. Okay, you're good. Yeah.
No, but I mean, the point I'm trying to bring here is that, like, even though Dead Space empowered you with a lot of guns, like, it did give you quite a few options there. You had, like, the blade, the buzzsaw thing.
True, yeah.
Right? So, even though it empowered you that way, it still managed to make the player feel that you had to conserve your ammo and to be careful with your weapons, which I really, really appreciated.
Yeah, I have to agree. The story with Dead Space, though, well, just like in any other horror game, it's kind of weird. It got better. Well, it didn't really get better. Like the second game was okay. We will talk about the second game. But nothing really changed. Like they had a little bit like new mechanics on the second game, but it wasn't like the first one. I kind of like I did enjoy the second one, but I guess the first one really shocked me because when I played the first game, I actually wasn't expecting. I didn't even know it existed. Like I literally just went to a friend's house and here's Dead Space. Okay, here you go. And I tried it out and I just got completely blown away because it's been a while since I played a survival horror this good. And so when I played it, I finished it. It was really good. And the second one, it was okay, but I guess I started feeling more combat-wise, if you know what I mean, Miggy.
Became more actiony.
Well, not really actiony. It was getting there, and I guess I was just looking for something different because there were actually the fact that Isaac had a voice in the second game already.
Oh yeah, from silent protagonist to guy who doesn't shut up.
Yeah, I actually like those kind of characters where actually they're just quiet. It actually helps the atmosphere in a sense. But then he had a voice in the second one, and he had a character, a whiny one. So Dead Space happened, and then we started to understand the whole markers, and it got crazy and crazier. Then Dead Space 3 came out. Then it became Resident Evil 6 or 5, in a sense, and that was in a survival horror. It was horrible, but in a co-op, I think it was actually pretty good. You never got a chance to play Dead Space 3, Biggs?
Oh, me, not yet. I only got to play the on-rails shooter one on the Wii.
Was that good?
Yeah, it was good. It plays more like a movie than a game. Because it's an on-rails shooter, and that
was the only like spin-off. Like there's no other because there was like 1, 2, and 3. And
there's no
I think is it called Extraction?
Yeah. It happens before the Isaac's ship comes in. Like when you escape at the end, that's when they see Isaac's ship coming in.
Oh really? Oh, so it's like somewhat a prequel.
Sort of a prequel, yeah, but not for.
It's like Left 4 Dead.
His girlfriend there.
Not Left 4 Dead. It's not Left 4 Dead. It's like House of the Dead. Sorry, not Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it's like House of
the Dead. Yeah, but it wasn't scary. Was it scary?
Not really. There are moments where it's quiet, but you can expect when enemies come out.
Because you're like on rails.
Yeah, just like House of the Dead.
Dead Space 3 took a whole different, like a different angle. Like it just became more of an action-oriented kind of game. It wasn't scary at all. Like even if you play it, because you can play that game in single by yourself. But I don't know. It wasn't that scary at all. I think I was just too overpowered. Like the whole idea.
You have too many weapons, and you felt empowered as opposed to.
I felt empowered because you can literally create anything you want. with your with
The weapon creation system.
Yeah, it was really good, but as a survival horror, like there's no fear.
It's too good.
It's too good, and the fact that they actually put humans now as another like an enemy type in Dead Space 3, and it became like so. I guess they forced to put a cover system because they became not really a cover system. Like you have to crouch now to like get some cover
To hide behind cover.
when humans start shooting at you, and I don't know, it's just weird. It was really, really weird. And the fact that it was just also weird in the sense that I'm an engineer and I'm doing really well, way better than the soldiers or whoever that's shooting me. Who considered soldiers or that had a religion though, by the way.
It was a weird religion thing. It got weird. The first one I liked because it didn't delve too much into that religious aspect. The second one was more about like the cult surrounding the marker. And
the second was getting there, and then the third just went all out.
Yeah, the second one still had some good moments. Like I think, like it introduced those weird baby things that were kind of scary.
I remember that one scene, when you have to go to daycare.
Yeah, and then there's those little baby things, right? That are running on.
Yeah.
Well, the only scene everyone remembers from that, spoilers guys, is the eyeball thing, but that was not really as scary as it was just like, it's like cringeworthy.
Oh, that was hard. I failed it so many times. I couldn't figure it out.
On purpose, the eyeball thing?
No, not on purpose. I just couldn't figure it out. Like, what the hell are you asking me to do? But yeah, it's a spoiler. I don't want to talk more about it, but it's like something towards the second game.
You can't. It's like watching a Mortal Kombat fatality for the first time.
I know.
You're like, oh.
And that series had like I remember when I was watching a dev diary for Dead Space 1.
Yeah.
Like they were like saying like we literally gave like so many different ways of Isaac to die. Like whenever you get killed, you'll get something completely different.
I don't really
wow.
Didn't find the death particularly memorable though. If I'm trying to think back on it, and for the most part, it's either I didn't find them really that memorable. The death.
Well, not entirely memorable, but whenever you die, like oh wow, that happened. Oh, wow, that's
brutal.
it's shocking in the sense like there's really a lot like.
Like wasn't there a glitch in Dead Space 2 where like his torso just didn't load? But his legs were bleeding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like his upper torso was gone, but his arms were still there. Then you can see the middle part of his, like the upper pelvis of the legs, kept squirting out blood even though he had no damage.
Oh, I love those glitches.
I remember seeing a glitch like that when it came up.
Did you play oh wait, I'll just go back to Dead Space 3, like just before we go to the break. Will, did you try Dead Space 3?
I did. I finished Dead Space 3. I haven't played through the DLC yet. I have to get that still. But
you still have to get it. Like, cause I mentioned earlier about it, and I guess you had the same feeling where it just became more action oriented, sadly. And when you play the game with a friend, it's actually a great buddy system, like Gears of War style. But I didn't really feel the scare, like when I was saying to Miggy a while ago, I didn't feel the scare even if I played solo because of how strong I am with the weapon system. And how I can roll and take cover.
And it's the sheer number of weapon options you had, right? And again, it's the same problem that we've seen constantly. When you give the players a lot of guns, or you give them something to fight back with, you lose the scares immediately.
You immediately lose the scare. Like, I think like the first gun, one of the attachments were like a shockwave push, and that's like a stock version of that attachment, and that's all you need. Like you put them on the ground, like knocked down. You can just stomp on him or shoot. Like there's no more scare because he's already on the ground. He's on his back and all that. And I actually use that throughout the game.
Yeah, a little bit of trivia for everyone. Dead Space 1 actually has the most expensive limited edition for the 360 right now. It was the Dead Space Ultra Limited Edition, which was limited to 1,000 pieces. So if you're looking for one on eBay, expect to pay about 1,000 upward.
What? Why?
What comes
Because it's just
with it?
limited?
It was Dead Space 1. Oh, it's just very rare. It's called the Ultra Limited Edition, and there were only 1,000 pieces of them made. So
Oh,
you know.
okay. But it had nothing special if you got it.
It had a soundtrack, a nice slipcase cover on everything. I
Okay.
But it's really for those guys who like guys who collect Neo Geo.
It has the words limited edition on it.
Hey, to be fair, I've picked up some collectors and limited editions too, but generally because they have cool like add-ons. This one,
I'm gonna have to. I don't get collector's edition, sadly. I don't know why. I guess it's me.
I'll send you guys a link if you want to check it out on eBay. It's actually a nice big box. It's got a nice, that floating hand cover. It's got that on.
It's valued at $1,000.
Its value is derived from the fact that it's super limited, and
There were limited quantities.
It's numbered. There's a signature lithograph inside, all kinds of stuff like that. Just a bit of trivia that maybe you guys would like to hear.
I'm gonna check that out in a bit. Yeah. We'll do a short break. I think we'll seep in a little bit more of the horror just to like wrap it up because this will be the last one.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up after the break and just talk about like how we feel let's talk about how we feel the industry has progressed and what we feel it can do better and where we hope to see it.
Yeah. And then after the break, after the break and after the talk of survival horror, like how we wrap it up, we'll be mentioning a little bit of news, mostly releases, because there's like a lot of games that have now release dates. So we're gonna talk about that and some other stuff. So do stick around. Thank you for listening. We'll be back in a
bit.
In a minute.
All right.
Or so.
See you guys.
So we'll see you in a bit. Hey, we're back. We're back, and in the second half, we're gonna wrap up the survival horror.
Yep,
it's the last one.
Let's wrap it up. I mean, we've talked about Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and of course the outliers that
everything else
are there.
I think we're missing something.
We're absolutely missing a lot. I mean, there's just so many out there, but
yeah, we're trying to Resident Evil took a whole episode.
I think looking though at the main titles in this genre, like the main trend that I think we all can all agree on is that it's been losing the fright. It's been losing the scares.
As it got famous, like when you get famous, like they just like I think it's about time we go in a different direction. Well, most of them. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with just basically empowering the player to do more. Like the less the player can do, really, the more helpless the player is, the better it is.
And the more horrible the controls are, the more tension you get.
Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Because you said that if you empower the player with like a lot of guns and competent controls, it's not scary anymore.
Yes.
But I think that's why Fear 1 and even 2 did well, because you had competent shooting mechanics, you had a ton of guns, but you could still get scared.
Sure.
Well, but the thing with Fear is that even though you had all those guns, they were useless against Alma, who was really you didn't get scared because some police guy came in and started shooting at you. You were getting.
No, but I think the reason why Fear did really so well is because the gameplay was solid of what it was, but it didn't hinder the horror elements, and it almost technically like a third element into the whole stage in that game. So.
And I don't think bad controls is necessarily a required element.
It's just one of those ways that you can make it.
I don't think anyone likes to have bad controls, right? You don't want to fight your controller to get your character to do what they can do. But it's more an issue of limiting what your character can do in the game in that sense. Like, for example, looking at Resident Evil, later, once you can dive left to right, you can roll on the floor and all that crap. If you had just kept it where you could just walk, turn around, and do a quick little jog, that would have been perfect. I think that would have been fine. Having to add a cover system and all that other crap, not required at all.
No, and then like, well, 'cause if we go back to Dead Space 3, like, as the series went by, Isaac got used to the whole horror. Like, his hallucinations went away, and all that, and he eventually became just a very capable guy when this happens in the world. Like, if this happens, definitely he will not, be affected. He can do what has to be done. But that's character progression.
And maybe there's another thing though that adds to it, because like Resident Evil, though, we look at Leon or we look at what's the other guy's name? Chris. Yeah, I mean those guys have seen like a bazillion zombies. So for them,
to the point that Chris just punched them and then they're down.
Yeah, so for them it's like just another day at the office. But when the first time they encountered it, it was still kind of scary because they had no idea what was going on. So in a way, when your I think also when the character in the game is not scared,
everyman.
Yeah, it's not scared, then you're not scared either. It's a weird dichotomy that way, but
it's a weird dichotomy, and I guess it just has to. When it comes to the developers, they have to know when to stop using that character or when to stop using that story arc. Because I think when we talked about this last episode, like, stop using Leon, stop using Chris, like get some like other fresh blood, like getting freaked out with zombies, so that the new generation, the new blood, like getting introduced to Resident Evil or whatever survival horror, gets to experience what we experienced when the series first started. You know what I mean? Because like we got like people who jumped in Resident Evil for the first time or jumped into Dead Space for the first time with Isaac or Leon, all I can do this. So the scare's gone. The scare's absolutely gone. They didn't experience it with the character in the start, and so in that sense, that's one of the you should just try the first game first, and then you can understand the reason why the series is so good.
And I think, but more than anything, I think there's no doubt that gaming is a very effective platform for horror. So now that we're moving into the next generation of consoles, what do you guys feel like as far as and sorry, before I get into that, sorry. We're at a point also where we're seeing a lot of these indie games on the PC specifically, which are...
Yeah, see, I would think there's so much to talk about. We haven't even touched the indie, which is actually like the next platform for the survival horror to bloom.
Yep, it's gonna bloom.
If you know what I mean.
It's gonna bloom there for sure.
Yeah, because we got like games like Amnesia, like scaring lots of players, and then saying that this is a really good game that resulted in Amnesia getting a sequel. Slenderman, like I mentioned, like what we mentioned in the first half. What other games are there? There's a lot. There's a lot of great indie games. And wait, is Dear Esther a scary game?
No, not at all.
It's not. It's not.
Okay.
Not at all.
I thought it was.
So did the rest of the world.
So the rest of the world. It's like reading notes, right? Like reading whatever. But yeah.
You just find things.
God, I keep getting this wrong. Last Survivor is another indie game. Or is it Lone Survivor?
Lone Survivor.
Okay. I get it wrong every time I mention it. But yeah, the indie title, the indie series scene is just where you'll find great survival horrors now.
Yeah,
in this time.
And you'll notice that the common theme again is like the depowering of the player. Like it's not, you don't have the guns. You don't, you're just running away because you were so helpless.
Outlast,
there's another one.
That's another game that just came out recently. You simply just have to run away.
Yeah.
Like literally, exactly. You can't do anything about it. It has little problems, but you're helpless. That's the point. Like you're helpless. Like you just have to find a way to get away from whoever tries to kill you, and then solve the mystery of why you're inside an asylum.
And I guess, so going back again to my point, now we've seen how the indie games are doing it. We've seen how survival horror has progressed to where it is now. And now with the next generation coming upon us, like what are you guys hoping to see, or what are you guys thinking will be the next step in the series, in the genre?
Me, I'm just thinking that survival horror has a small lifespan, like a really small one. Like it's just about time, like they have to go back from the start, like they've already went full circle. It's time to go back to their roots. I'm hoping to see a series just like just to go back to like Resident Evil 1, Silent Hill, Dead Space. Stop giving us Dead Space 4 or Resident Evil 10. Like, just give us something new. I want new IPs. I want new games, new scares to freak out of. Because like when Dead Space came out, I consider that game as the revival of the survival horror genre in itself. And as that series progressed, it lost that title. And I'm still looking for that series to take that title.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Like, for me, I don't really want to see Resident Evil 7. I would rather just see a brand new IP in the survival horror genre.
Like, it has to go back to the start. Like,
yeah.
The Evil Within is a potential. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be like really scary, but it's a potential direction to how the genre will go back on its feet by itself. But it's not looking good, to be honest. I don't see anything like out of the indie scene. It's not looking, when you look at other like big productions and developers, and it's not looking good.
Definitely the bigger developers, I think, have lost touch with what survival horror is about, and it's more of just milking the franchises now. The real hope, as you said, is in the indie scene. And, I'm hoping that we'll see a lot more effort in terms of PSN releases or Xbox Live releases, those areas. I know there have been attempts at it. Like, there was one called Amy, I think, which got terrible reviews.
Oh, I was so close. That's one of the games that actually, like, I wanted to buy it, but then the reviews just, like, started popping up, and I actually got turned off. Like, wow, damn, those reviews really worked. Like, I didn't buy the game anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, at least there was effort there. Someone tried to make something in that vein. So, and I think with more support that Sony and Microsoft should at least be giving to these smaller developers, maybe we'll see something new pop up for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. And, even Nintendo has an opportunity here because, again, they're the only guys who have this unique control scheme with the waggle and the tablet. So there might be interesting ways how to incorporate that into a survival horror game. It's just...
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. They actually had Zombie U on the Wii U, and it wasn't considered scary at all.
No, but what they did... I remember one game that scared the shit out of me on the Wii was the Grudge game, if you ever played that one, which was basically a haunted house simulator. You just kind of walk around and see the stupid Grudge kid, like, pop up and
then you have to shake your nunchuck.
But is
that
the one where you have batteries for your flashlight?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's with the batteries, and you have to kind of like shake the waggle to recharge it. Stuff.
Did any of you watch Grudge 3, the Japanese version?
Maybe.
No, I've only seen the Ring movies so far.
Okay, because if you guys watch Grudge 3, you'll see. I don't know if they realized that the kid in the third was just too old already. Like when he was on the ladder, like staring at you, like, whoa, that guy's old. Like, I didn't get scared, like, oh, he's old already. I'm not too sure if it was the third or the second one, but I vaguely remember that scene because I didn't get shocked of him showing up. I got shocked, like, wow, that guy aged. That guy's not a ghost. Like, wrong casting.
That ghost could grow older.
I know. That's hilarious. But yeah, I'm actually, when it comes to the survival horror, I'm really,
skeptical.
Worried, no real, like, vision of how it's gonna turn out in the end. Because I don't know, like, if you think about, like, is there anything with you guys that, looking into the future would be really interesting? Like, I can only say The Evil Within. Like, is there any, like, survival horror that you're, like, you can't wait to play? Or you can't wait to try out?
Well, that's the only one that's really on the horizon right now that they've announced. We haven't heard of anything as far as a new Silent Hill or a new Resident Evil or any other major franchise survival horror series. So, but as I said, I don't really need to. I'm not necessarily looking for the next Silent Hill game on the PS4 or whatever. Like, for me, if the same team made a completely new game, I'd be perfectly okay with that because it's a brand new setting. It's again just a new experience. So I don't know what I would be able to expect.
Yeah, so that's survival horror in a nutshell. Like, I think we covered everything.
I think, yeah, and for the developers out there who are listening, and I know you guys are listening to us because we have very good
you guys love.
we have very good advice to give you.
Yeah, you love listening to us.
Go back to I feel it's just the perfect opportunity now with the next gen to go back to basics. Just go back.
Yeah,
to
screw
basics.
Capcom, screw up their publishers. Just do what you want. If you can.
Go back to the basics. Go back to the basics. Look at what the more recent stuff, what hasn't worked there.
And don't use zombies.
Or if you are going to use zombies, make them interesting. Make them
Use zombies well.
Yeah, like
no, screw that. Screw that. Just don't use zombies. There's just too much of them. Like even when I turn on the TV, I'll see a zombie. Like it's not even October. Like stupid Walking Dead.
Buy our spaghetti.
I whip up an iPad. Like I'll see like a zombie because of Plants vs Zombies. Like,
They're too busy with the plants.
zombies. There are cute zombies. Like that's how absurd zombies are. They're cute zombies.
Zombies.
There are zombies on the iPad now.
There have always been zombies on the iPad.
There is.
If they're on the iPad, that means they're doomed.
If there's anybody who wants to who has any more questions about the survival horror, just send us an email. We'd love to talk about it.
Or just share your opinion. What do you guys think about it? Like, what do you think where this is going, and what would you do if you had the power to make your own game? I guess.
Yeah, do share. Because we're gonna end it here. Like we talked so much about survival horror. We're talking about horror games. November's coming up. It's going to be crazy because it's going to be the next
we
gen.
should say Happy Halloween, everyone. Have a good one. If you got kids, enjoy the trick-or-treating. And if you are a kid, enjoy the candy.
Happy Halloween to all of you guys. Are you guys playing anything on Halloween? Because I haven't played anything thanks to Path of Exile and Bayonetta, but I'm definitely going to try to play a horror game on Halloween. It's like my little tradition, like in between watching...
I actually don't know if I'll have any.
I'm not too sure.
I don't even know if I'll have time for gaming on Halloween. Going out with my nephews trick or treating, so we'll see about that. And but Halloween's always been fun. Like I always keep saying I'm gonna dress up, I'm gonna make a costume, and I never do. I never do.
My tradition is I just pretty simply if it's not a weekday, I just lock the door and just watch scary movies like just the whole day. Or maybe play a game. Like I just like entertain.
By yourself, dude. That's like forever alone material, right?
No, not by myself. Like sometimes with a couple of friends, but like last year was just by myself. Okay.
in the dark, playing with yourself.
In the dark, and I thought it was freaky. Well, what was the thing I watched last week? I did the Alien series trilogy, and Evil Dead.
Fantastic. Great classic.
I got this indie game which I found out I think a few days ago. It's called One Late Night. It's a game made on the Unity engine, I believe.
All right.
And it's about a web developer who spends one late night in the office by himself. And it starts off with you getting a cup of coffee.
I just realized how lonely my Halloweens are.
So
go ahead, sorry.
so you're a web developer alone in the office at night. You go grab a cup of coffee, then you need to go get something in your boss's office. But then you see written on his whiteboards and post-it notes that she's coming, she's here, and you see a Ouija board on his table.
10 days.
So yeah.
Hey, guys.
Wait, is that a point and click?
No, it's a first-person game.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll
give you the link so you can show our viewers where they can get it.
Yeah, please send me the link. I think we a couple of episodes ago we said we were gonna send a link, and I kind of forgot. So we'll definitely put the links in the description next time. But yeah, we're gonna close the survival horror now.
We'll probably talk about it again next year if we get the chance to. But
yeah, if we get the chance.
So let's move on. We got a lot of news to
news that are
mostly releases.
Yeah, there's not much going on this week. It's mostly games having their own release dates now. But I want to put this out already just before we hit the releases. Apple announced a new iPad.
What?
Yay.
What?
Yeah.
Again?
The iPad Air. But the reason why I want to mention this is because it sounds really, really strong for a really, really light tablet. And you know how tablets are, like people usually buy it for either
but
a
this is,
notebook or games.
Or games, it's true, yeah. I've always been meaning to get an iOS device just so I could play Injustice on it and get costumes. Never got around to it.
See? Well, so
But there's the ultimate version coming out soon.
I don't want to double dip. I've already got the DLC and everything. So, but
I want to buy.
I don't think this is really going to make a big difference as far as tablet gaming goes. I mean, it's kind of its own sub-market there, like they've got some pretty good games and they've got a lot of crappy games. I don't think we'll really. It's hard to say, really. And analysts have been saying, yes, it's the end of consoles. It's now the age of mobile gaming and whatever. And it hasn't happened. And
no, it's not. I don't believe the whole.
I don't think this is going to make a huge difference. Basically, they're just giving you an updated iPad that's either smaller which is definitely more expensive, and probably just smaller and thinner. And that's just been an Apple problem for the longest time. It's like ever since Steve Jobs sort of kicked the bucket, they haven't been able to innovate really that much.
No, but it's the reason why I'm mentioning it is because they do it every 6 months we have a new iPad, but and there's nothing big to it, but it gives developers or app developers more freedom because we're talking about this iPad Air being 72 times faster than the first gens, and then it being a 64-bit CPU processor.
That's true.
So
it might be the start, but remember, it'll take a while still because people still are using iPad 1s. And I think Apple is still supporting that, so.
Should I have an iPod Touch? So I'm really out.
Yeah, even iPod Touches. So Apple has to keep that backward compatibility in mind,
Well, they kind of are. Well, not really, because they just announced the iOS, the Mavericks, I think. It's the iOS. It's Mavericks. It's a huge update for iPads and Macs way back.
Okay.
It has a lot of new features, and they actually speed up the system, and it's just for free. It's crazy. It has backward compatibility to devices, not all the way down to the very first Mac or something, but it's OS Mavericks, and it's a free operating system, and it just makes it faster. The reason why I was mentioning is because it just gives more people freedom as a developer to develop better games. Because
for sure,
it'd be pretty cool. Infinity Blade. We'll go back to the iPad Air. Infinity Blade. Isn't there a third game?
It's already on the third game. Yeah,
yeah, it's in its third game.
It's probably the best looking game I've seen on a tablet.
Yeah, the iPad Air is really, really way stronger. So that kind of technology, that kind of power, it can give. Who's the developer?
Squeenix.
Yeah, Squeenix. Sorry, Squeenix. More freedom to actually make the game even more attractive and more appealing.
I think the biggest limitation though with tablet gaming or mobile gaming is not so much the internals. It's more of the interface. I think there's only so much you can do with a touch interface.
You also have to know that the biggest market when it comes to tablets are casuals.
Right.
So if it looks pretty or prettier, it'll do better. You
can go on Farmville in 3D.
No, in 4D. You can do it in 4D with slider in the back.
Now you can click your cows in more than one way. I don't know.
More than one way.
You can physically touch your cows.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, that's happening. The iPad Air.
We'll probably have an episode just on iPad gaming and mobile gaming one of these days.
or even Facebook gaming, because that's still gaming.
Yeah.
At least
I hardly
now
touch.
it's considered gaming for a lot of people.
Well, that's still debatable, but
Not
yeah.
for us.
No,
but
for social
for the
media and
market.
for social media and Apple, thanks to them, people who don't consider them gamers are gamers, because whoever touched Candy Crush, you are a gamer. Sorry.
But not
Like-
not to me, you're not.
Well, not to some, but to the extent of what the word gamer is.
No, no,
like,
I-
if you
I-
play-
I understand.
Consider.
yeah, so like you're part of our crew. We don't like you, but we're in the same circle.
We're
like
still gonna pick you last on the team, and hope.
yeah,
Filthy casuals.
we get to bully you. Like it's really crowded now. Like that huge gaming world. We'll talk about that hopefully in the future, because that's definitely that whole talk about like iPads and social media games being the death of the whole industry. I don't believe that's going to happen. I just believe that there's another extension
Yeah. But
of the
I mean,
gaming
it's
industry now.
definitely got the big guys scared. I mean, like Nintendo obviously hit that market well with the Wii.
Yeah.
Microsoft has been trying their damnedest to get the Kinect up to that same point.
Yeah, but the people who like Zynga and like other companies who do social media, they're feeling the pressure of being in the gaming industry, because Zynga's not doing so well anymore.
No, they're not, because their business model was never that sustainable. But like, let's save that discussion for another time.
Yeah, so we're gonna move that whole iPad Air. It's coming out $499 if you don't want to get a PS4 and Xbox One. It's coming out in November 1. The iPad
If
Air.
your current tablet is not doing it for you, you've got options.
If you want to get a thinner one and you have $500 like tucked away in your couch, you're all set.
If you're not getting a PS4 because Watch Dogs was delayed, you have
You're
another
all set.
option.
Yep.
But November 1, it's coming out November 1, but we're not part of the first wave when iPad Air comes
Yeah.
out, sadly, the Philippines. So I think maybe we'll have the iPad Air here in the Philippines around maybe next year.
And it'll still be deathly overpriced. So I
Yeah,
would
so
still rather wait on that if ever. What else is coming out? There's lots coming out.
it's all releases now, because aside from that, it's like more, there's like a lot of trailers about game, because it's going to be like release day
Yeah.
Release, yeah.
for a
It's
release
period.
season.
Oh, actually, wait,
and
before we get into that, like,
it's crazy.
like another new game that's coming out, Ultra Street Fighter 4. They recently released
Just got an update video.
an update video from Combo Fiend, detailing.
Like Combo Fiend.
Yeah, I still call him Combo
Not
Fiend.
Combo.
Peter Rosas, whatever.
Anyways, yeah, there's a new video out which details the new Ultra Combo system and the new Red Focus.
Red Focus sounds hype.
It sounds like Red Focus is basically a beefed up focus attack. Can take multiple hits rather than just the one the old focus system used. But so it'd be interesting to see how players integrate it into their current gameplay.
Yeah, I hear
I'm not-
it costs meter and it charges up a little faster than the regular focus. Like you
Ultra-
get the full charge by only going up 2 levels of focus as opposed to 3. The speed of your charge.
Right.
Is there a different way of doing it?
I have no idea how the input works yet.
They're going
But-
to have localization tests soon, so
Yeah,
hopefully
we're
we'll
gonna
hear a
find
lot
out
more
soon.
news about that. There's also that new ultra system they have where you can link 2 ultras together, both ultras together, I think, or
Yeah, you can have
like you,
both ultras in a match.
yeah, it's a weaker version.
Yeah, it's a weaker version, but you know,
If you decide to use like one instead of having both,
right.
having one is actually stronger. So it depends if because like how, well, I'm being super technical, but for the people that don't know, there are some supers in Street Fighter 4 that are actually used just for, like, for example, anti-air, or like just for people who grab a lot, or like there's a purpose to it. So so it becomes more tactical in that sense. If you want just have that little protection of like people jump in a lot, you can get both ultras and then you can counter him. It's something like that. It becomes very technical with that kind of
yeah,
extra.
it can change
option.
the play style of specific characters. Like,
Yeah,
say
definitely.
Zangief, if you have the double ultra option, you can have both an anti-air ultra or a ground unblockable ultra grab, which makes it
So
scarier.
who's really into the like Street Fighter 4? It's gonna be really interesting. I'm like really into Street Fighter 4, so I'm really excited for this.
I was not interested in
change.
ultra until I heard about the red focus. So something to
So-
look into.
And
Well,
another thing, Combo Fiend mentioned, they managed to remove quite a number, if not all, of the unblockables. But obviously there are always more unblockables being discovered, so
Yeah, that's nothing new. Like that's not just
that's
like
balancing
an update.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, so the community will find something really, really awesome.
The fuzzy
and then we'll
guards
just-
will return.
I'm pretty sure, like,
Yeah.
mostly with the newer characters, Hugo, who else is there?
Hugo, Poison, Elena, and Rolento.
And then,
Which is pretty much a rehash all over again.
From Cross Tekken.
yeah, and then there's one new character that we don't know about yet that supposedly has never been in a fighting game before. So,
Is it never been in a fighting game before, or never been in a Street Fighter game?
What I heard was never in a fighting game before.
I would
but
assume-
it might be never in a Street Fighter game.
Okay.
Morgan. But no, that'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, Capcom still has a bunch of characters they can tap into to put someone in there. So let's see who it is.
Yeah, so moving on. I want to mention this. Well, Bioshock Infinite. I can talk about Bioshock Infinite finally. There's a reason for me to talk about it. Burial at Sea, the first story DLC is coming out November 12th.
About bloody
Ooh.
time too, because like we've had that
Season pass.
season pass for the longest time with nothing to show for it. So.
Well, it has that stupid
Combat DLC.
DLC. Yeah, which I think it was pretty cool, but I didn't get it. It wasn't enough incentive for me to get
I
it.
don't think a lot of people did either.
No, well, for whoever has a season pass, at least they can stop barking at Irrational Games for a while. They got something out of that pass. But now we have something coming out like worth your time.
And this is to remind people what this is. This is the one which takes an alternate look of Booker and
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth in Rapture. So
yeah, it's a revisit of Rapture, which is going to be really awesome. Like if you can actually see Rapture
In its
before-
glory, before Bioshock
before
1.
before shit hit the fan, and it's really interesting. And like, I think I'm gonna link the first 5 minutes of that game because it came. Irrational Games showed the first 5, and even Elizabeth acts differently. Booker, I think, is the same.
well, Booker
acts
is you, so yeah.
No, his character he's still a deadbeat private investigator, and apparently he just got another job.
He's got a
And-
more noir style to him now.
Yeah, that too,
Like
actually.
a private eye sort of guy.
But it'll be cool, like if we can interact with like the old Bioshock character, Andrew Ryan, and those guys in the prime of Rapture. So
I'm gonna get jitty if I fight a Big Daddy. Like, if I fight one, I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
You probably will.
Yeah. Episode 2, though, like, it hasn't been announced. This DLC, Burial at Sea, is a 2-part episode, an episodic DLC. Episode 1's coming out November 12th. Episode 2, will be like how it'll end that arc, that story arc. But in episode 2, you'll be playing as Elizabeth.
oh, that would be interesting.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, episode 2 will allow players to control Elizabeth for the first time. And it'll be a little bit different because it'll add stealth mechanics, like you have to hide or whatever. Like, it's pretty interesting. I'm not too sure how it's gonna go.
Gimmicky to me.
It sounds a bit gimmicky, but episode 2 will have something different. I'm not too sure what it is yet. They haven't really showed anything. But yeah, I think I agree with you. It's a little bit gimmicky. But yeah, we'll
We'll
see.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. What's next? Jago.
Oh yeah, Jago tier is that we mentioned before. We were making fun of Killer Instinct having only one character. Turns out though that will not necessarily be the case. You'll have one character permanently unlocked, which is Jago. And
Is that really how it works, or will it just have one character randomly rotating every week or every month?
It's like League of Legends from how I'm reading
So
it.
you'll have Jago and the
whoever
random.
else,
Okay,
yeah.
that's better than
Jago plus
whoever.
whoever. Yeah.
Okay, that's better than what I thought. Than what
it's better than
heard.
one.
Yeah, it's better than just
Better than
Jago.
so
one.
tier.
after 8 weeks, you'll have at least you would not have to pay anything and know how to play every character, more or less.
I love Microsoft's thinking though. Like, let's announce that you can only play one. You can only buy. No, the game will only come with one character, and we'll announce 2-3 weeks before its release that there's a rotation. Like, let the hate seep in.
Like,
then give
Well,
this news.
like that was their
Microsoft-
plan all along.
Yeah, like that was like mischievous plan. So
Microsoft
stupid.
has just been not doing a good job with anything Xbox One related. As far as
Anything when it comes to communication.
Xbox One related, yeah, they've just dropped the ball completely.
Yeah, whoever's doing communications for that product, is
Microsoft
just,
fire them, just fire them all.
The
Yeah.
Fire
best
us,
PR
we'll do it
team.
for you.
You fire you like I love your like you changed your CEO or your president. Like I forgot what guy.
Yeah.
Like that's a good move. Keep going.
Speaking of fighting games, the new BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma
Phantasma.
is now available in Japan. So hopefully we'll see that localized quite soon.
Data Blitz had pre-orders for that like a few days ago.
For the Asian region version or
Japanese region.
Japanese regions.
And
Or
it was
is that
sold
them- is
out,
that
I think,
them
on the first
capital-
day.
Oh fuck.
It what? Sorry.
It was sold out in
Sold out.
shops from the first day.
Well, they couldn't have gotten a huge number of them to begin with. I think I would rather wait for an English localization.
Yeah,
And
they probably
I'll be surprised if like they said like, oh, it's out of stock because we only have 4. That's all we got. What was there anything new in that Blaze Blue, or is it just
More
like
characters,
another?
more
how
balance.
many new
Yeah.
characters? 5?
About 5, yeah. It's quite
And
a
I
lot.
think a few more DLCs coming soon.
Right. And so that's like, from there's been what? 2, there's been BlazBlue Continuum Shift, and Continuum Shift Extend.
Extend.
And now there's,
I love fighting game names.
well, BlazBlue,
You love Arc
I
System
think,
X
for
fighting
me,
games.
BlazBlue is like the weirdest fighting game.
Ultra extend.
No, because
Arena.
even how they announced the matches, the Wheel of Fate is turning, Rebel 1.
on.
Why?
I remember the first time I heard that. Like, are you serious? Like, oh shit, the fight's happening. That was. I didn't like that. I'm sorry. Like, Blaze Blue is a good game. I just don't like that. I hate that round. Give me round 1. That's all I need.
Yeah,
Like, seriously.
I prefer Guilty Gear, Heaven or Hell. At least
That's
sounds
rock.
good. That's rock.
That's rock. And then
I'm so looking forward to the new Guilty Gear also, though. I really am.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was never good at that game. Like, I enjoyed it. I was just never like technically good. Like doing the combos with Guilty Gear.
Can't wait for 3D Bridget.
Oh, oh wow.
Unreal Engine. So weird.
For the background.
Yeah.
No, for the characters as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. We'll just see.
There's a couple of HD re-releases coming out. Assassin's Creed Liberation HD is coming out on the 360, PC, and PS3 in next year, January.
God damn it,
The
Ubisoft.
Vita Assassin's
Which
Creed.
supposedly is the better Assassin's Creed game between this one and 3, or it had more interesting.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
Had the more interesting protagonist. So I'm actually curious about that since I don't own a Vita. Another HD remake coming out is Castlevania Lord of Shadows Mirror of
Mirrors of Fate. Yep.
which was a 3DS classic Metroidvania game.
Is it out now?
It is out now and comes with a free demo for Lords of Shadow 2.
Ooh.
Oh, how much is it? Wait.
I don't know how
Wait.
much it is, but it's available now. There's a demo you can download. So
Oh yeah,
I'm-
okay, that's good.
But I'm gonna turn on my Xbox right now because I am dying for a Castlevania game right now. Like literally,
and this is-
I want to
this
play
is
that
kinda cool.
Castlevania
Like,
game.
This takes place. This is supposed to segue between the first Lord of Shadows and the second one.
And the second one, because you're using
You're using
the
three.
sun, right?
No. It's 3 separate Belmonts basically, and their interactions with Gabriel, who is I won't spoil it, but basically.
Are you excited for Lords of Shadow 2? Because I'm surprised they actually announced the sequel.
I am. I actually enjoyed the first Lords of Shadow. I thought it.
I enjoyed the first one too, but I just didn't expect a sequel out of it, honestly.
Well, that's funny to think about it. I think Lords of Shadow was it the only next generation Castlevania title?
I believe so.
Right?
I
It
think
was,
so.
right?
Yep.
But for me, I hope they.
Well, Mirrors of. Oh, wow.
Well, there's obviously a lot of the downloadable ones you can get, but
Wasn't there like a multiplayer one?
yeah.
Oh, Harmony of Despair.
Harmony of Despair, yeah, which I didn't bother with. It looked really weird, but I'm hoping that they can do a 2.5D side scroller for Castlevania. Since for me, that's what Castlevania is. It's side-scrolling action.
Same with me. Symphony of the Night, best Castlevania.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lords of Shadow was good. It was fun, but it felt like God of War. You know, that's how it felt to me.
Yeah. Well, if you want to put it as God of War, a really bad version of it.
Well, it wasn't a bad game, so I don't want to say it's a bad version of it.
It's not a bad
No,
game.
when
It's a
you're
bad
comparing it
God
to
of
God
War.
of War. Yeah, when you're comparing it to God of War.
Like how
Okay, yeah.
Dante's Inferno was.
I'll put it alongside Dante's Inferno then. Yeah, that's a good comparison because I actually like Dante's Inferno also.
Ooh, that's.
It's not a bad
That's like
game. It's just a bad God of War game. Because I also
Well,
played Dante's
that is Inferno. I played it, and then I actually just stopped. I stopped playing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. Wow, it looks nice. Lords of Mirror. Oh, wow.
It was a
Mirror of Fate?
3DS game originally, so it's gonna be. I'm kind of want to check it out as well.
Yeah, how did they make 3DS games HD?
Ah, don't download. No. Okay. Right.
I thought you wanted to download the demo.
We're on Skype.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, okay.
I made a mistake, but I see it now.
What else is? That's cool. That's fine. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut is now available on Steam. So this is the
Square Enix finding ways to get money. I'm sorry.
so this is the version of Deus Ex that comes with the Missing Link DLC.
Missing Link. Yeah.
And what else? Is that it?
Everything else that comes with the other DLCs. Is there any other DLC? It's
No.
that, and then no, there's another one like a mission pack, and then I think they improved the boss fights,
Okay.
and then they added extra stuff, but yeah, it's really nothing interesting.
Do you think it's worth a double dip? Because
not a double dip, but definitely if whoever didn't play that Deus Ex, definitely jump in.
It's the definitive
It's actually,
version to get.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's still a great game. But whoever played the game already, just forget it.
yeah.
Don't touch it.
Titanfall, which is the big
Yes.
Xbox One?
Yes.
the big Xbox One, supposed to be exclusive, but I don't think is exclusive
No,
game.
because it's coming out on PC as well.
Damn Respawn Entertainment for announcing the release date, which is now March 11th.
March 11th, alongside the collector's
yeah.
edition, right? So
No, alongside they announced it with a trailer, and it's the same gameplay we saw in E3.
lazy.
Please
nothing
show
new?
us new.
Damn.
Yeah, there's nothing. The same thing. Like I want to see something new. Like it looks really good. This
Yeah,
game.
I want to play that.
Like I want it on my PC now.
Yeah.
So
And
bad.
what else? And finally, for those Sims fans there, The Sims 4 is shipping in autumn 2014. So it's a bit of way off still.
What is autumn for us? When? Sorry. What?
That's around August.
Now.
September.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Around now.
So next year.
I don't.
A year
I don't,
from now.
I don't really know where more they can take The Sims at this point. Like, I probably, if I buy it, I'm gonna do the same thing I've done in every other Sims. I'm gonna build a house,
Murder your Sims.
put my friends in it, make all my friends, make us all live together, and then watch shit happen.
I kind of played Sims 3 when it first came out. I bought it, and it's one of those games where you play it for like a week and you're done. Like, okay, I got a great job. I have an awesome house. I'm not that creative. I'm not that.
Yeah,
like, I wanna make a
I think
house.
we're not.
I'm not that kind
We're
of
playing
person.
it wrong in that sense. Like for us, like okay, we beat the game basically when we get the best job and like have the biggest house.
Yeah, I'm
the best
definitely
stuff.
playing it wrong.
But I've
Yeah.
seen some people like really get into it and sort of like build stories around their Sims, and it's
Yeah, I can't
it's
do
so
that.
Inception.
Because it's
like,
supposed to be a life simulator.
yeah, but it's really Inception-ish here. You're watching because you can make your Sims play The Sims on their computer.
Yeah, there was.
dear.
Yeah.
So you're basically
Yeah.
watching your Sims playing The Sims, which is wow.
Simception.
Simception.
Simception. Oh, I got a title for this episode. Yay! I got a title for this episode.
We have titles
Yeah, I'm not-
for episodes now?
Yeah. Last episode was Resident Evil Shark.
Oh, okay.
And actually, the thing is, like, I don't know how they can bring it forward. I mean, the life simulation aspect of it I think is as good as it's gonna get, really. I mean, obviously, but one thing that would be kind of cool is if they tried to integrate The Sims with other Maxis games. So maybe if you had SimCity, you can have your sim move into your city and work and play and interact in that.
How many damn expansions does Sim 3 had? Like 10?
That's the thing with
Something like that, maybe more.
They milked them for a lot. There's a lot of expansions for The Sims 3, and there's even an online store where you can buy individual pieces of furniture and all those other
With real money.
with real money.
God damn it.
There is a Sims
EA.
cash shop.
Yeah, EA. Like,
EA.
Why are you surprised?
The simoleons don't matter now. We're taking up straight up dollars.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, moving on.
I think that's it. As far as releases, as news goes. Like, there's not much as far as big industry news or anything. I think everyone's ramping up for the PS4 and Xbox One release next month, and...
Yeah, because after this episode, or when you're listening to this episode, it's November, and that's next-gen talk. I mean, like, that's next-gen month.
Yep.
Xbox One, PS4, it's gonna come out. It's gonna be wild. I really want to see how it's gonna stack up. I'm really excited.
Actually,
I don't know.
Anything else coming out? Well, Battlefield 4 is coming out very soon, so hope you guys are ready for that. My wallet's already...
Batman Origins already out.
My wallet's already getting dry, or starting to feel the dryness.
I want to get Battlefield 4 so bad already. Like,
well, thank God
excited.
next week is payday.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna put down my down payment, whatever money I have left, and then get the China Uprising expansion. That won't matter.
I actually
but I'll get it
pre-ordered
anyway.
mine, Deluxe Edition, which comes with the China Rising and some other crap I forgot. Just a few days ago. It's $1,000 in Data Blitz for the Deluxe. For the regular 500.
Wait, if I go for the standard, will I get the China Uprising?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a pre-order or what. I'm not sure. You'd have to clarify with them. And as far as I know, there's no Data Blitz pre-order bonus. Like for Assassin's Creed 4. Oh, there's another one that's coming out, Assassin's Creed 4.
Assassin's Creed 4 actually has a pre-order bonus in Data Blitz.
It's
It's
an umbrella.
Ooh, that'll make you stealthy. Ooh.
I was teasing them. It's like, is this another shirt?
An umbrella.
Yep. A black umbrella with like the logo of Assassin's Creed 4 in white. That's it.
Which will probably fade after one heavy rain.
One heavy rain.
One heavy rain from the PS3.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, that was random. I'm sorry. That
The
was really
umbrella
random.
will become Beyond Two Souls.
Will become... What?
The
Okay.
umbrella is Aiden.
Is Aiden. We're gonna hit November. Is there any games you guys are excited for, like on a November month?
Call of Doggy, man. Call of Doggy.
Really?
No.
You're excited for that? Oh, okay.
Only if they have dog multiplayer. Then that'd be.
Did you see the story trailer for Battlefield 4?
There's a story.
There's a story. Yeah.
There's a story, but the reason why I'm mentioning it is because there's a small glimpse. Like, I'm sure you guys are going to watch this when I say it, but there's a small glimpse of one of the main characters in Battlefield 4 punching a dog.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Punching a Rottweiler. So.
Oh, they're punching a chop.
Not a Rottweiler. Sorry, that COD dog. I forgot the
COD.
German Shepherd. Yeah, not a Rottweiler. I'm sorry. Sorry, Chops. Not you. But yeah,
pleased.
Like I was laughing my ass off when I saw the dog get punched by the soldier. Like, come on, EA. Like, come on.
With a low blow right there, but
It's supposed to be Sony against Microsoft in November, not you guys.
EA versus Activision.
Like we
again.
You guys are old school. Like, you guys are always neck to neck. Don't bring the dogs in this. Seriously.
That's fun.
Animal.
you know what?
Animal cruelty.
Even though I'm not
Yeah.
excited at all for the new Call of Duty, I'll probably still buy it. I'll probably still play it.
I don't know. I can't. I don't want to have Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty like side by side. I don't know.
No, but the thing about Call of Duty, and I'll have to freely admit to them, is that they can tell their story in the Call of Duty games is way better than anything Battlefield has come up with.
Oh, definitely.
Right? So,
Definitely. But then again, I'm never part of the story. It's just, but I have to agree with you on that one. Like, whenever, like, I get to the when I play multiplayer in Call of Duty and I just finally decide, okay, let's try the single player, I get shocked.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually pretty cool. Not like in Battlefield where I play the multiplayer and I go to single player. Well, that's not going to work, so I go back to multiplayer. I'm not going to play that game again. Because I haven't finished the single player in Battlefield 3. It's never going to happen.
Does Call of Duty have incentives when you beat the single player? Because in Battlefield
No.
3, I think you get guns unlocked.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you do?
I think so.
Battlefield 3, you had to do the co-op missions to get the
Oh,
gun.
the co-op.
There. You have to get the guns in the co-op. Single player, you just get
Nothing.
You get a badge. You get a
You
dog
get
tag, I think.
dissatisfaction. You get a sad face.
you just get disappointment. That's about it.
Trophy unlocked.
Disappointment. Sad face.
Exactly.
That's what you get.
But anyways, guys, next month's going to be exciting. We'll be, it's the end of an era, basically. So we'll be discussing each of this generation's consoles in depth, and see what we feel about each one, where they went wrong, where they went right, and what lessons could be learned for the future. And
Red rings, yellow rings.
Red rings, yellow rings, PSN getting hacked, Wii U, Waggle, all that. Not Wii U.
Xbox
sorry.
360 still
Wii
not,
Waggle.
Kinect.
Xbox 360 never no batteries included, like stuff like that.
You are.
Because I'm still kind of sour at the fact that Xbox 360 or even the Xbox One will require batteries.
Oh, really? The Xbox One controller still needs batteries? That sucks.
Like
How much
they
money-
don't.
How much money did they spend on developing the U controller and they couldn't figure that shit out?
I don't know.
They gotta fire someone,
I know, they definitely do.
or they gotta fire someone who's just says like we just keep on giving them peripherals to get the complete experience.
Well, here's another one coming out in November. If you own a Wii U, Wii Fit U is coming out in November. So,
Your ideal
get
heart
that-
rate is 0.
Get out,
Get ready for
get up
the
that
balance
couch
board up.
and start doing shit.
Yep, get that
it's-
balance board up.
Wait, you have to use the balance board or you have to use the pad. Like you can like sit on the pad.
Step on your Wii U gamepad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have
'Cause
no
that-
idea.
Can you even buy
I
the
wouldn't be
Wii U
surprised if-
the gamepad separately now? I don't think so.
I think you can.
Well, you can. You can take the
course you can.
take the gamepad into another room and play there if you really
No,
want.
I mean, can you buy another gamepad?
Yeah, you could. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Really?
good.
Oh, I
But
thought,
there's
not
no-
yet.
That would be absurd. The only way you can get another gamepad is if you buy another Wii U.
No, I think
Like,
that's what happened when the Wii U came out. Like, they weren't selling the gamepads yet for a while.
But I
Oh,
know
really?
there's absolutely zero need at this point in time to have a second gamepad. There's
Yeah,
none.
but what if, like, someone steps on it?
I guess.
Well, in the first place, you should not have stepped on it. I don't know why it's in the floor in the first place. Why is it in the floor?
Because they bought Wii Fit U.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyways, call it doggy. Can't wait for the doggy multiplayer.
What about you, Miggy? November. Are you still all gung ho about online, like GTA Online, or is there anything like
In
like
terms
you have-
of game releases,
November? Like we're hitting November.
Well,
so
there's also Gran Turismo 6, but I think that's a December release. So
I don't
yeah, I
really
think
care
it's a
about
December
Christmas
release.
It's a December release, yeah. Because I don't know, they like December.
When does Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds come out?
that's a good question.
That's a very good
That
question.
should be coming up.
That's the only game I want, but I don't have a 3DS.
Tell me, Google.
Yeah,
I just really want a 3DS so bad.
It should be soon. Here, November. It's November 20.
So it's in November. Cool.
Okay, that's cool. There's another one. I'll be definitely picking that up for my 3DS.
But do you have a 3DS mix?
No, but I want one.
Oh, there. I want to mention
Remember,
that.
you can always just get the 2DS, and I'm sure there'll be Christmas sales for that thing. Because I don't actually see it flying off the shelf. Like, the Data Blitz here, at least, is run out of 3DS units, but there's still 2DS units sitting there.
You know what's kind of weird? I just thought of it now. Like, Link Between Worlds coming out in November. They have Phoenix Wright, Pokemon X and Y, Mario World for Wii U.
Super Mario,
They had
Mario 3D World.
They had Wonderful 101,
Legend of
They
Zelda
had-
Wind Waker HD, son.
Wind Waker HD. People are not paying attention, but I think Nintendo has a good amount of games. It's just being overshadowed, if you think about
It's
it.
all GTA 5's fault.
Well, it's also its release time of the year, so it's also a natural thing for a lot of.
No, I just realized how strong their lineup is actually for with the with PS4 and Xbox One in this year's release. It's actually pretty strong. Like, it's actually pretty interesting. I just didn't. I guess I was too hyped up.
It's a strong release for the 3DS, but as far as the Wii U goes, it's still relatively.
Yeah, aside from Wonderful 101 and Wind Waker HD, there's nothing worth mentioning for the Wii U.
Bayonetta 2.
Well, Super Mario Land.
Oh,
3D.
Super Mario 3D World, yeah, maybe that. But that's.
But like, it's not a Mario Galaxy. Like, it's kind of disappointing, but it's still a Mario 3D game. So.
And it looks really good.
I guess. It looks pretty good, yeah.
Like there's a new trailer out for it now. It looks really good.
It looks really good, and I'm not really I'm disappointed because it wasn't like another like innovative Mario game like how they did Mario Galaxy or
it's the 3DS Mario on Wii U.
It's supposed to, it is exactly. The only other games I can think of are Bayonetta 2 and Super Smash Brothers.
Which are
neither of them.
Believe it or not, thank God I bought Bayonetta because I am so psyched up with Bayonetta. And when I finish the game, I just might, depending on how Bayonetta 2 comes out, like how they present it, it might be just the tipping point for me to consider the Wii U. Because I love Bayonetta. I'm playing it and it's really good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why no one else picked it up.
We picked it up.
I think Sega just dropped the ball in the marketing there. Anyways, guys, this is getting pretty long, so let's finish it off. What's your thought of the week? What's your random wish of the week, guys?
Oh, my random wish. I'm gonna finish this off with cupcakes.
Cupcakes. I want my.
Sorry, I couldn't get anything. Following cupcakes.
I wish
I'm hungry.
My doggy multiplayer in Call of Doggy. So do it, Activision. Doggy multiplayer.
Kill streak. You just call up Riley and
kill
kills
streak,
everybody.
then you become a dog.
You transform, you transform out of confetti.
Then you
become
can
a
see
spider.
the trails of your opponent's scent in this, in the view.
It becomes night vision and becomes detective mode.
Yeah, you can see.
What's night vision? Dogs see it. It'll be like black and white.
Black and white.
You're a dog, right?
No, because doesn't Riley have a device?
Who's Riley?
That's the name of the dog. I did my research. They have a name. The dog has a name. Like, I think Call of Duty, Activision or whoever's developing it. I'm so bad. It's the Call of Duty dog isn't Call of Duty dog. It's actually Riley.
Okay, but I don't think, why would they make a device to give the dog color vision?
I don't know, man. We're talking about a dog. They were talking about someone transforming into a dog out of confetti. So might as well bump that in. Maybe.
That's hilarious. Player.
And then they get wings and start flying, and they become an airstrike.
I hope they had the different breeds. They get an airstrike Datsuns or something, like little sausage dogs flying in the air, and then whatever. Migs, what's your wish?
So random.
I wish I had Phoenix Wright 5 in my pants right now.
In your pants.
In my pants. I want to play the game so bad.
So you'll just play with it in your pants because you don't have a 3DS.
I'm actually thinking of buying Pokemon X or Y, and borrowing a 3DS up until I get the Torchic from the event, and then give back the 3DS.
Why don't you just borrow the 3DS, whoever has the game, and then give it back when you're done?
I don't even want to imagine Biggie playing with Phoenix Wright in his pants. He'll be like, objection! Yeah.
I'll poke it with my own stylus.
Hold it!
Oh my god, that's You have a whole discussion happening in your pants.
Exactly.
With Phoenix Wright.
It's the law, man. I'm bringing down the justice.
God, you just brought down your wish to your pants. I mean,
alright guys, that's what we're going to end with, that image in your mind. Miggy playing in his Phoenix Wright in his pants.
Wasn't enough.
Have a great Halloween.
We're ending October with Miggy talking about his boxers and Phoenix Wright somewhere in between that.
Do you have boxers that have objection written all over them?
I should. That should be a thing.
That should be a thing.
It should be a thing.
Objection bubbles printed all over the box. That should be a thing.
I would so buy those boxes too. Anyways, guys.
New business model. Let's go.
New business model. Yeah, we're gonna end it here. It's getting a bit too long already.
Happy Halloween, guys. We'll see you next
Happy
month.
Halloween. Thank you for listening all throughout our babble about survival horror, the news. October's done. November's a whole new beast. Like we said, next gen. We're gonna tackle that. Well, the first week of November, we're gonna tackle the current gens, but for sure, in the following weeks, we'll be talking about how PS4 is holding up, how Xbox One is holding up, and how the Wii U is holding up with other contenders now part of the next gen lineup. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting November. If you wanna check out more impressions and our previous episodes, we're up to episode 7 now.
Yep. Episode 7.
That's pretty awesome. And you want to check out our previous episodes, our reviews, our impressions, just do check out www.toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with the number 2. And you can check out Miggy in his YouTube channel. We'll put it in the link below. I forgot the username, like TMG
blog. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Just, search it. He has a lot of hilarious stuff going on there. Like, I'm really, like, kudos to you. The Mount Chiliad roll down.
Oh, they're
video.
yeah.
That's just hilarious. That's hilarious. So you guys check that out. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can even email us. If you have any concerns or problems, or I don't know, you want to ask Mickey how is he doing with this whole pants situation, or
it's not
just
happy right now because I don't have Unix Red 5.
You can email us at the TMG Podcast at gmail.com. Because I would love to have like a pack of questions we'd like to tackle. Like if you ask about, I don't know, some console or or questions about us, we'd love to feature it in the episode, and we can just tackle it together and just have a good time. And that's about it.
Yep.
Next week when it's going to be November. Yeah, that's about it.
Yep. Take care, guys. Happy Halloween. Eat a lot of candy.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See ya.